Good afternoon, everybody. Today is day 5 of my well-being challenge, but I was only able to get my Dexa scanned for the body composition done yesterday. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what I'm doing a well-being challenge, and it's really encompassing a few different things, but we'll continue on as we go along. But a few things I wanted to share. I did get my first results, so I'm hoping to see some improvements with my body scan results. It was really interesting. I've never had one done with the DEXA scan before. I'd had some of the like an in-body and stuff, but they're less accurate. So what it is show. So I am not overweight by any means when you check BMI. So I wanted to share with you first, before I get to my results, the difference between a BMI and what body fat percentage is in general, just so that you understand the semantics, oh my goodness, the language that I'm going to be speaking. Apparently my tongue isn't working so well today. Okay. So first of all, when you think about body mass index, this is what your doctor is measuring when they measure your height and your weight, right? So they tell you your BMI is typically, if you're under 25, is considered normal, under 18.5 is underweight, above 25 to 30 is overweight, and then above 30 is considered obese. And then there's some additional extreme obesity and such. But for this particular discussion, we're going to talk about what my scores are and what I'm hoping to change, and some of the things I've done with my well-being challenge and why I'm hoping that they'll change that. So first of all, why did I even do the well-being challenge? Well, because I get a lot of questions regarding how much protein should I be doing, what type of exercises, and I have been neglecting my resistance training for a good 3 or 4 months now, since I was training for my running, and I was just tired. I just didn't feel like I had the energy. So I just took some time off, and I've done a lot of walking. I've averaged, like 14, 15,000 steps daily since then. But I'm going to change up a few things. Anyway, moving on. So what is BMI, or body mass index? So basically it's a simple calculation where they take your height and your weight in meters squared, and they take your weight in kilograms and divide your height meter squared, and that's your BMI. And then this number is just a general indicator of health, right? So the problem with the BMI is that it can't differentiate between muscle mass and fat mass, right? So therefore, individuals who have a high muscle mass and low body fat may be considered overweight or obese, and vice versa. Someone who has low muscle mass and a lot of body fat might actually be considered skinny fat with a normal BMI. And so what is body fat percentage, right? So that's the next question. So basically, it quantifies the percentage of a person's weight that comes from fat. And it directly measures like body composition, right? Distinguishing between the fat mass and the lean mass, which is considered muscles, bones, and water, etc. So assessing your body fat is definitely more accurate to determine your health risk associated with body fat. And it's more important than BMI in looking at your individual risk. But in the clinic setting, putting someone through a DEXA scan or an MRI is, it would not be appropriate or feasible. So then I got a DEXA scan. So what's a DEXA scan? So it's a dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. I think too hard and then I try to pronounce words. Anyway, just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you can pronounce words accurately. All right, so these are considered one of the more accurate methods, and the reason is that they're more precise is because they can differentiate between your bone mass, your fat mass, and muscle mass in various parts of the body, and then just give you a detailed picture. So while they're accurate, they can be a little bit more expensive, maybe less accessible, but I really wanted to do this at the beginning of this challenge, and I want to do it in a month. So I already have it scheduled for April 2nd. So when you look at, I'm 53 and my body fat percentage was 30%, which I'm kind of bummed about. I was really hoping for at least in the 20s, but what is average for someone my age is 25 to 31. So I'm on the upper side of normal average, which is for me not acceptable. So that's okay. What am I hoping to hit in the next 30 days? What I think is feasible? Well, I'm paying attention to calories. I'm paying attention to protein in my calories, making sure I'm eating enough to actually grow some more muscle. So if I can grow more muscle and maybe lose some of the body fat, that would be amazing, right? That's the ideal. But more importantly, I really, really, really want to gain more muscle. And my height, I did find out that I'm actually a quarter inch taller than I've always thought I was. So in my older years, I haven't shrunk. My bone, they did also bone density is excellent, so that's good. Even though I'm kind of in this menopausal phase. So it was really interesting. So what does that mean for me? What am I going to do? And what would I encourage you to do? Because I feel fairly strong. I never feel weak in the sense of not being able to do what I want to do, but I have noticed some issues with my medial glute on my right side. Could have been from the training, who knows? But I'm working on that piece and doing some mobility training. So what am I doing? Because I was going to do just kettlebell swings and Turkish get-ups. Still going to do those, but I'm alternating those days with a full body kettlebell workout. So that's going to include things like clean snap raise. You get the upper raise, some rows with push-ups, some what else are we doing? Yeah, the presses. So it's like 4 or 5. I think there's actually 6 simple exercises that I can get done on a fairly quick basis, maybe half an hour, because I don't have a whole lot of time. Because more importantly to me, well, not more necessarily, well, yes, more importantly is I get my mindful movement in every day, because that really just sets me up for success for the whole day. And what is my mindful movement? It's my morning walk where I walk in nature and just am present and trying to really be paying attention to what's going on in that moment. And that helps me process the day, what's coming, and understanding and setting my intentions. My intention is to be present and giving fully whatever I'm doing. So I'm trying to be present, not trying. I am present now. How do I do that? I breathe. I feel my body. I anchor myself in this moment. And then the words flow. So another thing that I will be doing, because I am walking and taking 20,000 steps daily, that was part of my well-being challenge, is to push myself with my movement, is rucking. So what is rucking? Well, I'm prior military. So you get a rucksack. It's like this big sack. It's uncomfortable. You can carry stuff in it, supplies, whatever, right? So carried plenty of rucksacks. When I got deployed to the Middle East, carried your rucksack. You loaded the plane. You unloaded the plane. They didn't care who you were, which was fine. And doctors, everybody, officers, enlisted, everybody loaded and unloaded their own stuff. So you were mindful of what you brought. And when I got deployed, I really regretted bringing some of my heavy medical books, but it was okay. So another way of rucking is you can wear a backpack with some weight in it. It could be some books. It could be some cans of food. Doesn't really matter. I've ordered, I do have a weighted vest, but I want to do more of a backpack to kind of really force myself to be more upright. And it's called Go Ruck. You can check it out. They have different sizes, and I just got a 10-pound plate. As I get stronger, I'd like to see if I can push that maybe to, I don't know if I'd go up to 20. That's definitely more than 10% of my body weight. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I have some dumbbells and stuff, so maybe 2.5 or 5-pound weights that I'll add to that. But what am I going to do with this? So what I'm going to do is one of my walks, either the morning or the evening, I'm going to ruck. I'm going to ruck it up. I'm going to really push that piece because that's going to be kind of a resistance training in a sense. With the weighted vest, it's good for my spine as a menopausal woman, perimenopausal, menopausal. And that should also be something you could consider. You could wear a lighter one. I'm just going with a little bit heavier one because I've done an 11-pound weighted vest before and I felt pretty good about it. So I feel okay, like a 10 would be all right for me. And yeah, so those are the things. It's resistance training, paying attention to my protein, minimally 1 gram per kilo. So I'm shooting for 65 plus grams daily. I mean, honestly, if you look at my weight, I could go lower, but it's all good because I'm hitting on average without even thinking about it around 75 grams of protein. But now I'm just paying attention to it. And how am I doing that? I'm doing my daily smoothie. I do have 1 scoop of Garden of Life raw meal protein replacement, and I share that with my husband and Jonathan, my son. He takes like the half that's left over. So I'm probably getting around, I don't know, 20 grams protein just with everything else that's in it. I have soy milk and veggies and some frozen fruit. Lunch, I just had, I made some chickpea salad. And so I have some whole grain bread and the chickpeas. So there's some more protein. I will have Earl Grey tea with soy milk in it. It's called the London Fog, if y'all aren't aware. I love those things. So there's more protein there. Again, it's not too hard to get the protein throughout the day, especially when I'm focusing in on beans. Like tonight, I'm going to make a stir fry with veggies and tofu. And so again, I'll have plenty of protein, and I'll definitely hit my 65 grams of protein. So with that being said, at the end of this month, I will be doing this other Dexa scan, and we'll see what can happen in around 30 days. It'll be a little bit right around 30 days. So that'll give me an idea of what to expect as the days, months go on. But I was just curious what would happen in a relatively short period of time, eating a whole food plant-based diet and paying attention to the protein in someone my age. Most of my patients are close to my age or older, menopausal, dealing with stuff, feeling like their best days are behind them. That is not the case, guys. I feel more alive today than I have in my entire life. Another big piece of this is my journaling. The journaling has been powerful because I use this to set my intentions for the day. So I take my mindful walk. I write journal. It's only like a paragraph or two. I really think about the things that I want to get done that day in the sense of I want to be present and what is there any other intentions that I want to do. And that's a really powerful way to start your day. Even if you just can only think about it, you don't have time to necessarily journal because you have little children crawling all over you or whatever. But just saying before you get out of bed, or as you wake up and stretch, like, okay, today my intention is, just being thoughtful though. And it's not a checkoff list. It's more of a intention would be the quality that you want to bring to your day. So what is the quality? Do you want to be, for me, it's always present. And then what flows into my heart after that, it could be kindness and patience and love towards those who I see and interact with. Again, I really want to bring a special quality of presence. Because I know when I do that, in regardless of what I'm doing, whether I'm, seeing a patient or writing up a new course or an ebook or answering an email or answering the phone or driving my car, when I'm present and thinking about being intensely present, the quality of what I do is magnified. And that is such a blessing and a joy for me. And I have found that my stress is like pretty much zero. There's occasionally something might happen. Like today, I was backing out. I dropped something off at the UPS. And I was backing out and nobody was coming, and my little camera thing didn't alert me. But suddenly out of nowhere, this car was right behind me, and it was a very narrow speed. And they understood, they weren't paying attention, that I was literally backing out, and they had to, it was not this much. And part of me started to say something to me like, Lori, let's just be present. It is what it is. I accepted it. There's no need to be upset and curse at this person or think ill thoughts, because it's just the way this is just what it is. There's no reason to manifest negative feelings in me. And just that is the type of quality of presence that I'm talking about, because now I can see the negative things that might bubble up, and then I see it for what it is. I accept the reality of the situation. Nobody was hurt. Nothing happened. There's no need to be upset. There's no need to say things in my head about this person who almost made me hit them. It's just what it is. there's Daisy. She's saying hello. But yeah, so that really is the quality of your presence. So setting your intentions is so powerful, guys. So I think if you think about it that way, and your well-being challenge, whatever, if you choose to join me in this mission, it's like a mission impossible. It isn't, but it's not impossible. It's possible. Yeah. So there's what it is. I shared my DEXA scan results. I am 30% body fat. I'm going to work on some muscle, try to lose a little fat and switch it up. I would love to be less than 25% body fat someday. And I'm absolutely certain. Daisy's talking again, saying hello to whoever she hears. But yeah, so that would be fantastic. I'd feel really good about that. So I'm working on, my big leg muscles, my lifting heavy things constantly throughout the day. One other thing that I really want to work on is a Cossack squat. It's really hard for me right now. I need some more ankle mobility with my squats. And so I'm just going to be working on that. So maybe I'll share some videos of me trying to work out and embarrass myself. It'll be okay. Hey, if I can inspire someone with my lack of coordination and not very pretty workout methods, I'm trying to be very intentional and careful and be very good at my movements. Maybe I'll encourage you guys to move more too, because it ain't a pretty sight, and but that's okay. It is what I have. All right, guys. So I hope that you found this helpful. You will see also I am doing a hypertension summit. I've been working on this since last summer. So you can register for free. I interviewed all your favorites, Dr. Greger, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Kim Williams, just some amazing doctors, Dr. Kahn, Dr. Furman, all about hypertension. I have Rip Esselstyn on there. I have Jane and Anne, Brittany, Jerudi, goodness, some amazing, amazing people on my summit, and love for you guys to get that information. It's going to go live in a couple of weeks. And I'm working on something also extra special for you guys that the Marbus family wants to come together and bring toward you guys. So, I'm not going to tell anything yet because we're working out some of the details, but I think you'll enjoy it. All right. So hope you found this helpful. And as always, thank you for spending time with me, whether they're seeing this live or as a recording. Know that I'm always sending you joy, love. Yes, joy, love, and peace. And most of all, healing and abundance if you're feeling lack, because you can literally know that you have everything that you need in this moment, just being present. So I know it doesn't seem like it, but if you remove the negativity and not seeing just for what you have and just looking at this, where you are, this, you're alive and you're able to be here, that is enough. And so, okay. Hope that was helpful. Wish me luck as I try to move more kettlebells and rock around. I know it's not funny, but I'm trying. All right, guys, have a good day.